8:40 at iFiber One News Radio, and good morning to you. I'm Jeff Slakey. Hope you're having a good start to your day. It is time for us to have some riveting radio real estate, and on the air with me, as usual, Dawn Pannell. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. Beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. It is crisp. It is cool out there. I am hearing reports that there are very limited numbers of houses out there for folks all around the South Sound.
All around the South Sound. Yeah, there was just a big article on the front page of the Olympian this morning that numbers were down, and we're seeing it here too. But it's still a great time to buy a house. So there are some available. And it's also a great time to list. A lot of times people wonder if listing a house in the winter is a good idea, but people are still looking, and especially
seems like right now it's a good deal.
Yeah, with low inventory, you need to get them out there. So
I just had this pop into my head here before we get to this listing you have for today.
Yeah.
If somebody has, can somebody they go to your website and go to your portion of the John L. Scott website, can they put in a notify me when, like if there is I'm looking for a 3-bedroom house in the zip code 98584 for a certain amount of money, send me an email as soon as this gets listed. Can you do that?
Absolutely, they can. It's called Property Tracker.
Okay.
And if they go to the John L. Scott website, they'll see across the top Property Tracker tab, and it walks them through. It's really easy to sign up,
cool.
And it gives you all of the criteria. You can fill in as many or as few as you want, and then it will automatically send you an email, and it will also notify if you specify me as your agent, it will also notify me, and then I can get in touch with you to go. So or any of the agents in the office.
That's big.
That's
huge.
It is. It's a really neat thing, and it'll send it to you on your phone. It'll send it to you on your computer, however you set it up. So yeah, it's a lot of folks use that, and like I say, it's real easy to get it set up.
Because some of these houses, they'll list, and within hours.
Yeah, I just had one.
And stuff.
The last one I listed it on a Wednesday. By Wednesday afternoon, it had been shown 12 times, and by Wednesday evening, I had 2 offers.
Wow.
So
you got to get on it.
That does happen. Yeah. So yeah, you need to get out there, and then you can also, if you're uncomfortable with doing the computer thing too, you can always just call me directly, and I can set up an email notice that comes to me, and then I can contact you as well.
That's a good way to do it.
So yeah, it's a good thing to talk through too what you're looking for. So that's a good way to do it.
All right, tell me about this place on Wisteria. We're looking at photos. You'll be able to see this on the video when we post this later. It's a nice looking place.
It is a nice looking place. It's on almost half an acre, 0.4 acres lot in a great neighborhood. If you're not familiar with this Island Lake Manor area, it's up there within walking distance of Island Lake, close to the high school, close to shopping, close to the hospital, close to 101 to jump on and go north or south, whichever way you want to go. It's an older house, 1987, but it has a new roof and new windows. It's got a huge 2-car garage and then a little shop area along the side, which is great with all kinds of storage, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's got a great big kind of open concept. It's got a really cute, and you'll see this in the pictures, brick, double-sided, could be a fireplace. There's not a fireplace in it now. There had been a pellet stove in there. They took that out, but it goes half in the kitchen and half in the living room.
It is interesting.
It's really cool looking in person. It's got the curved firebox area, and then the floor-to-ceiling brick, which is really cool, and I really like it. And then it goes out from the kitchen. The kitchen is big. It's got a big center island, and then double ovens and refrigerator and all that stuff. And then the slider out from that kitchen area goes to a really nice covered deck area with a bench all the way around it for morning coffee or entertaining or that kind of thing.
Looks like the deck has a little privacy wall too. There.
Well, and then that deck doesn't. That just has a cover, but then there's another deck off the master bedroom that has a little privacy lattice wall around it, and that has access directly from the master bedroom, which is kind of cool. Yeah, and it's got all kinds of garden areas in the front and in the back. It's fully fenced. It's 1,680 square feet in the house. Listing it for $225. So it's really a nice place, and again, at the end of a cul-de-sac on a dead end street, nice neighbors, great houses in the neighborhood. It has central AC and forced air and a heat pump. So and then you could put the pellet stove in there too, and you'd be set.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, it needs some updates. It's an older house. It's got the blue carpeting and that kind of thing, but the carpeting's in good shape, so you wouldn't have to do that right away. It had been used at one time as a daycare, so there's one of the bedrooms has a really cute little, and you'll see that in the pictures, really cute little painting of Bambi on the wall. So that's kind of cute. If you have kids, that'd be a great wall or a great room already for them to move in. So it's a great spot. Plenty of room for RV parking in the front. Lots of off-street parking in addition to the 2-car garage. So I would really love to have you go see it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great spot, and again, great neighborhood. Really desirable neighborhood. It's community water, so you don't have to worry about your own. But then this one also has the added attraction of having its own separate little well for the sprinkler system, so you don't have to use your water that you're paying for the sprinkler system. It's got its own. I
notice that it has sprinklers.
Yeah,
That's
it's got its own.
Pretty sharp deal.
Yeah, it's got its own little well for that. So it's called an irrigation well.
So you could water all day, every day, huh?
You could, yeah. You could make it gorgeous. It's been kind of neglected a little bit lately because the lady got older,
Sure.
And so she has moved out, and we put the house on the market. It's got all kinds of possibilities. Could be investment property. Could be a great rental. Could be a great home for you and your family. So, go see it. It's great.
Talking deeds today.
We are. Last time I was here, we were talking about kind of the difference between the title and escrow process. And one of the things that comes out of that process is the deed to the property, which is the legal document that conveys ownership of the property. And believe it or not, there are several kinds of deeds. So you have to be a little bit aware of what kind of deed you're getting, because each one has different aspects to it. So the most common one, and the one you should be looking for if you're concerned about the most coverage, is called a statutory warranty deed. And that conveys fee simple title, which is the best kind to get, to the real property, and contains warranties that the seller was the owner on the title, had the power to convey the property, and that the title was free of all encumbrances except as listed on the title, and would warrant and defend the title as conveyed to the grantee against lawful claims against it by anyone. So that goes with the whole property from beginning to end. They're saying that we are guaranteeing to you that we know that we have the ability to sell this property, and we warrant it as true and accurate.
Okay.
So the next kind that you may have heard is called a quitclaim deed. And that conveys whatever right, title, or interest the grantor has in the real property to the grantee without any warranty of title. So basically they're just saying, yes, at this point in time, I own the property and I'm conveying it to you. But there are no guarantees that somebody from 20 years ago had a claim against the property, and they could potentially come and make a claim against it. So that can be a little risky. Sometimes it makes sense. So you just have to be aware that one does not carry any warranty with it. It's just from this time I'm saying I own it.
Where will you see this deed show up? When would be the first time you would see this?
You can request it. You should get a copy of the title fairly early in the process, so you can look through that. The actual deed, you more than likely won't see until you're signing papers. Okay. But you can take a look at the title, and if there are any questions, you can certainly contact the title company and the escrow company and ask them, what kind of deed are we talking? And a lot of times, if it is especially if it's a quitclaim deed or a bargain and sale deed, which I'll talk about in a minute, it will specify that in the listing, usually in the agent remarks. It'll say, this is how it's being conveyed. So the next one is a special warranty deed, and that's where the grantor warrants and promises to defend the title only against claims and defects arising from the grantor's ownership. So again, kind of like a quitclaim, they're saying, from this time to this time, I will defend this title, but before that, we don't know.
Okay.
So, and then there's a personal representative's deed, which is what you get when it's representing a state. an estate of somebody who has passed away, and it's in accordance with the resolution of the legal proceedings on that person's affairs. And along with that, what you usually see is a bargain and sale deed. So that's probably the next most common after statutory warranty deed. And that conveys a fee simple title to real property and contains warranties that the seller was the owner of the fee title, that the property was free from encumbrances done or created by the grantor except for rights and rents and services, and they would defend against defects and encumbrances created by the grantor, his heirs, or assigns. So not quite as comprehensive as a statutory warranty deed, but they still will defend the title. Okay. Then you have something called a sheriff's deed. You may have heard of a sheriff's sale on the courthouse steps. That's what this is. And it conveys title to real property following a judicial foreclosure process known as a sheriff's sale.
How often do they do those?
They happen more often than you think. I've run across a couple properties where they say, "Oh, I got this at a sheriff's auction on the courthout steps,"
Wow.
and they actually still do it.
And they stand out
on
there
the courthouse
and they hold
steps.
this is the deed to this plot land here.
What'll you give me for this?
Wow.
Yeah. The thing you have to watch out for on that, a lot of times I've heard cases where there has to be a certain amount of time go by before whoever bought that property at a sheriff's sale can legally sell it. So you have to be sure to watch that.
Can't just flip it.
You can't. You can, but you have to hold on to it for a certain amount of time before you can transfer the title again. So watch that. And then the last one I wanted to talk about is something called deed in lieu. And that usually shows up when you're facing foreclosure, because what that is the homeowner or the borrower conveys to the lender the title to the property in lieu of or instead of foreclosure. So instead of the bank taking the property as a foreclosure, they will take the deed in lieu of foreclosure. And so that's how you end up with a bank-owned property.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah. So some interesting things that you do have to watch. And again, that is why you want to try to have a trusted realtor and a trusted escrow and title company, because they will walk you through all of this stuff. You could get yourself into some trouble if you don't stay aware of all the things that can happen to you.
How can people find you, either online or via the telephone?
They can call me at 360-490-4493, or again, go online to the John L. Scott website. When you're on there signing up for Property Tracker, it'll give you a link to me as well.
Great.
Yeah. So that's kind of fun. And then you can always stop by the office on the corner of 3rd and Railroad, John L. Scott, and if I'm not there, they'll know where I am.
Want to do a plug for your service group for Oyster Fest this weekend?
Yes, I'm spelling baked potatoes for Shelton Kiwanis. We've done it ever since the beginning. So come on up and get a baked potato with all the fixings. Some fixings you might not expect, like sauerkraut and pineapple and things like that. Yeah.
Pineapple?
Yeah, people do.
Potato,
Yeah, people do that. So yeah, it should be a fun weekend. Looking forward to seeing everybody there.
Hold your real estate questions down. Maybe kind of busy during.
I may be kind of busy. Yes.
You never know. Well, good to see you, and have a good time this weekend.
Thank you, Jeff. You too.